Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. It's time for another episode of Sleeve Sunday. I kind of can't believe that it's already Sunday again. I feel like I just made the first Sleeve Sunday. This past week went by really fast and I honestly have no idea why, which is fine, totally fine with a week flying by, especially since my surgery is less than 48 hours away. It's a little more than 36 hours away. Which I can't believe. This past week has been kind of a whirlwind. This past week was my second and final week of the pre-op diet. I was a little bit more lax this week on sticking with the exact regimen, mostly because I've seen other people's pre-op diets. And I knew my mom's pre-op diet, and I know the purpose of the pre-op diet, and I know each surgeon has a reason for their pre-op diets. And it's not like I went crazy and was like, you know what, fuck it, let me eat all the carbs that I'm not supposed to eat. It was more like I didn't starve myself. You know, every day I didn't do a protein drink for breakfast and a protein drink for lunch, and then ate like a small amount for dinner. I actually did, you know, like a protein drink for breakfast that was kind of the same across the board, but then sometimes for lunch I would do something small because those two protein drinks were not cutting it, and I was starting to get those hunger headaches again. And that's kind of how I got into this situation as it is, was because I would get hunger headaches and then I'd binge until I got rid of the headache, which usually never happened. So I was trying to avoid that. Like I said, it's not like I went crazy and ate everything in sight. I didn't eat all the carbs out there, and I still made better choices for myself, but I didn't starve myself. You know, anyone who's gone through this already, you know, berate me all you want, but this is just how I dealt with it. I didn't go completely off the beaten path from what my surgeon wanted, or I should say my dietitian wanted, because she was the one that talked to me about it. I digress. Let's just end it with, I didn't stick directly. Like, I wasn't strict with it every single day. Now, there were some days where I was. You know, I just didn't feel like anything else. I did my protein drink for breakfast and lunch, and then my small amount for dinner. But then when there were some days where I was like, I kind of need a little bit more substance, but I always made sure that it was, you know, protein packed. I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't go to like Sheets up the road and get like mozzarella sticks and a pretzel and a sub and things that should not be combined, because that's how I got in this position. So this week was a little less strict than my first week. I did keep up with my water. I got in about 60 ounces to 90 ounces every day, which is, again, great for me. As I mentioned in my last video, Mio drops have been a lifesaver for me. You know, plain water by itself, I could probably do maybe 20 ounces a day, but after that, I'm just like, I'm tired of this. This is old. I need something. And the Mio drops really helped amp up my water intake. Now, my birthday is coming up. It's actually the day after my surgery this week. So today is April, 2nd? Yeah, yesterday was April Fool's Day. And so my surgery is April 4th. My birthday is April 5th. My mom is coming up tomorrow, and she's actually going to be with me throughout the week to just make sure that I'm okay, not alone. She's going to be the one that takes me to the hospital, that brings me home from the hospital, that's always on call. I believe my grandparents are also coming to the hospital to see me and make sure I'm okay and everything, and so they can visually see that I'm fine. But yeah, so my mom's going to be my biggest support. She always is. So tomorrow night, being my last night before the surgery, we're probably going to go out to eat. You know, I really want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, but I am still going to make good decisions. I'll probably, for breakfast and lunch, just do the protein drinks so that I can be a little crazy at dinner. And by a little crazy, I mean get something off like their healthy menu thing, as healthy as Cheesecake Factory can get. Because, you know, on my actual birthday, I'm not gonna wanna do anything. That will be the day I come home from the hospital, and I just won't wanna do anything. You know, this week is gonna be a doozy. I'm a little anxious about it. Yesterday I was feeling very anxious and very nervous, and also I was doubting a lot, because a lot of people keep saying to me, oh, you don't need this surgery, I don't get why you're doing this surgery. And then it just makes me stop and think, wow, so many people are saying this to me, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the best possible thing for me? You know, are other people seeing something that I'm not seeing? And I think I had that mindset wrong. I don't think those people are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah, they see that I look not fat enough. I'm doing a lot of this today, I am so sorry. But they don't see me as to the point of being big enough in their minds for the surgery. And you know, maybe for a lot of people, I'm not. According to my BMI, I am. According to my surgeon, I am. According to my dietitian, I am. And that's what matters to me. And according to me, I'm the one going through the surgery, no one else is. According to me, I am big enough for it. And, you know, I took my before pictures the other day, and I'm not going to show them on here. I may eventually show them on, I don't know, social media of some kind, maybe an Instagram. Probably not, because they're embarrassing. There are some people who are strong enough to show their before pictures, and maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'll be so proud of my after shot that I want to show people my befores. But for now, they are just for me to see and to grow from. So my surgery is Tuesday. I believe it's at 8 or 8:30. I won't know what time I'm supposed to get there until tomorrow. I have to call the place afternoon, I believe is what my sheet said. And if I forget for some reason, they're supposed to call me and remind me. But, so yeah, tomorrow is my last day with a full stomach. Tomorrow night, I'm supposed to use this special soap that I was given to cleanse myself, you know, from the neck down. I'm supposed to wash myself at night, make sure my sheets on my bed are completely clean, and then the morning of my surgery, I'm supposed to shower again with the special soap. And that's just to cut down on a possibility of infection. It's supposed to make sure that more bacteria is off my body than normal soap would do. So it's getting real. It's getting very real. It's almost here. Still in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, am I doing the right thing? Like, I'm 99% sure I'm doing the right thing. But there's that 1% where I'm just kind of like, you know, there's a lot I'm gonna give up because of this surgery. But at the same time, the more I think about it, the more I realize the things I have given up already because of food. I'm sitting here worrying about, oh, I'll never be able to eat blah 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 again, or blah 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 again. But at the same time, those foods are what got me in this situation and have kept me from doing other things. So, you know, you kind of have to weigh it. Would you rather be miserable but be able to eat the food you want? Or would you rather change your lifestyle and be able to do things that you really want to do? You know, it's a toss-up. And it just depends on what you personally want to do and what to get out of this. So, I'm nervous, I'm anxious. There's still a little bit of doubt, but at the same time, you know, when I truly think about it, when I sit down and contemplate everything, this is what I want. This is what I'm working for. At the end of the day, I know this is what I want to do and what's going to be best for me. And, you know, that's all she wrote. So one thing I did want to talk about for kind of like my preparations for surgery are my piercings. As I've talked about in some videos, and as you can see in videos, I have a lot of piercings. You know, everything is up here. I used to have a belly button piercing. I talked about that before. It got severely infected. It's actually been almost a year since I had that removed in the ER. It was actually on my birthday last year. God, that was a miserable experience. But yeah, so all my piercings are here up. Got some on my ears, got my nostril, got my septum. And so I talked to my doctor, or rather I talked to the hospital. I talked to the people when I went for like my blood work and went for all these testing to make sure that everything was functioning normally. And I discussed, you know, what to do about my piercings. I was like, some of these cannot stay out for any longer than like 30 minutes, if that. I was like, something has to be in everything. The only things that could probably be left out are my lobes. I would prefer not to have anything left out of them, but they're not what I'm so worried about. Like my third lobe holes, nothing was in them for a good 4 years, and yeah, they were kind of closed up, but I just took my earring and shoved it through, and it hurt for a little while, but you know, I'm not worried about them closing up because I can kind of pry them back open. But all my cartilage piercings, and you know, my septum piercing is only 3 weeks old. It'll be 4 weeks this coming Saturday. So yesterday it was only 3 weeks old. Or was it 4 weeks old? It was either 3 or 4 weeks old. All I know is it's a little early to be leaving anything out of it. I think it's 4 weeks now that I think about it. So I told them, I was like, something has to be in each of my piercings. I can't leave them out. They said, that's fine, but they have to be plastic. Now the reason for that is because if you have metal anywhere on you, depending on the surgery, heat can travel and it can go to that location and actually give you a burn, like a severe burn. And that's why they say, you know, remove your jewelry. Like if you've got rings and the like on, you need to remove it. I had to go out and purchase retainers for all my piercings. I've gotten several different ones to choose from for the surgery here. Some came from Amazon, which probably are not the most reliable or the best quality. And then I purchased some from urbanbodyjewelry.com or urbanjewelry.com. It's one of those sites, urban something. And so they're going to be the ones that I probably use. I'll show you what they look like up close. Alright, so here we have 16 gauge ones that will go in all of my like cartilage ear piercings, so all my helix ones as well as my tragus. These will be used for those. And then in this package you can see a septum retainer, you can see a nostril retainer, and then there's a 14 gauge right here. It's this black one. Kind of hard to see. The 14 gauge, that will go in my conch. Ignore the metal one. That was actually a freebie for buying from this website. So these are the packs of retainers that I will be using. I completely said the wrong company name. I've ordered from Urban Body Jewelry or Urban Jewelry or whatever it's called before, but this is actually from Body Art Forms. I've ordered from them several times. I guess because I was doing a lot of ordering, I got the companies confused. So these came from Body Art Forms. I will change these out tomorrow night. Luckily my mom will be here so she can kind of help me, especially with my septum and tragus. My tragus one still gives me some problems sometimes. All these ear ones are perfectly fine. My nostril's fine, but the septum, because it is new and I have never fiddled with it before, I'm gonna need some extra hands on deck to help. And I know piercers and pierce people are probably gonna be like, oh my god, don't touch it that soon, you know, minimum of 6 weeks. I kind of can't help it. There's no way I can leave this in. I'm not sure they could put even surgical tape on it to keep it from burning, and they told me flat out that either plastic or nothing. And I really do not want my septum to close up. So unfortunately I do have to fiddle with it this early on. I think we're at 4 weeks now, so it's a little better than 3 weeks, but still, I know, I understand, it's kind of cringeworthy, but you gotta do what you gotta do, because I want to keep it. I just make sure to clean it. Another thing, as soon as I come out of surgery and I'm kind of coherent, I'm gonna get my mom to put my regular piercings back in because I don't want to leave the plastic in there for too long. It's just going to be in there long enough for surgery to take place. But then afterwards, I'm going to have a baggie with all my metal ones, and my mom will try and get everything in. I don't know how the septum one's going to work out. We're just going to have to play it by ear, but gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode of Sleeve Sunday. I'm really enjoying having a weekly segment. I mean, I know it's only the second one, but I like the idea of having something consistent. I haven't found a consistent upload date for other videos yet. I was looking at maybe Thursdays. I don't know. But at least every Sunday I will have a Sleeve Sunday update. But yeah, so the next Sleeve Sunday I will be on the other side of surgery. I will be post-op instead of pre-op. So I will see you all on the other side. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.